Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes.
It's another hot, steamy summer afternoon, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents the Hyundai Sunday Game of the Week. And today it's the New York Yankees against the Washington Nationals in the final game of a three-game set from Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Joe Girardi, I'm Michael Kay. 3 in a row for the Yankees. They'd love to sweep the series going to the All-Star break on a 4-game winning streak. Now, yesterday, it looked like their 2-game winning streak was going to be snapped. Their offense was shut down, and then some late-inning lightning in the 8th.
Yeah, they were scoreless the first 7 1/3 innings, and the Nationals bullpen is last in baseball, and it showed up in the 8th as Ryan McMahon hit this long home run to make the score 2-1 after a walk to Ben Rice. Clayton Beeter gives up a 2-run homer to Trent Grisham. They're up 3-2 in the 8th. Well, they're not done yet, Michael. Goldschmidt gets into the act of putting them up 4-2, and the Yankees' great bullpen shut them down.
All right, so Grisham now, 5 of his 10 home runs this season have tied or given the Yankees the lead. This is the 9th go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later for the Yankees, tied for the most in the majors with the White Sox, and 3 home runs in the 8th inning, second game with 3 or more home runs in an inning this season for the Yankees. Let's take a look now at the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Cade Cavalli, coming off a 5-game suspension, will get the start for the Nationals as they try to salvage the final game. And for the Yankees, Will Warren's going to try to get right. He's 7-4 with a 4.15 ERA. We are moving closer to baseball. You know the deal. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees and the Nationals next, right here on Yes. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. By Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. Showing the Expos, they are the forerunners to the Washington Nationals, moved from Montreal here to D.C., and another big crowd will be on hand at Nationals Park. The Nationals take the field. Cade Cavalli about to be giving his warm-up tosses, and we'll be giving you the Yankee lineup that he's going to face. A lot of lefties. Trent Grisham in center field leads off. Ben Rice at first. Jason Dominguez, the DH. Cleaning up, left fielder Cody Bellinger. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second. Jose Caballero plays short. He'll bat 6th. Batting 7th. And playing third base, Ryan McMahon. Austin Wells will catch and bat 8th and batting 9th. And playing right field, it's Max Schumann.
Numbers on Cade Cavalli making his 20th start. A lot of strikeouts, not a whole lot of walks, and keeps the ball in the ballpark. But let's check out the Nissan pitcher's scouting report. Touching triple digits. Yes, he averages 96.7 on his 4-seamer, but he will touch 100, and he'll probably do it a few times today. His secondaries are pretty good, too. His sweeper hitters are only hitting 136, and his curveball's also really, really good. And putting it behind him, he had the dust up with Wilson Contreras. He had a great start against Boston that day, and then 5 days later, not so good. Had his suspension. The Nationals are hoping that he can put that behind him.
Well, let's take a look at the defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. You've got Lyle in left, Cruz in center, and Wood over in right. Infield, Vivas, Abrams, Pena, and Garcia. That's third to first. Keibert Ruiz is behind the plate. Ortiz, the DH, and Cavalli, the 27-year-old righty, is on the mound. Yankees come in at 53 and 42, and the Nationals in even 500 at 48 and 48. Cavalli's ready. Grisham is ready. And let's do it in Washington, D.C. First pitch is high and we're underway. David Rackley, the home plate umpire. The crew chief, Chris Guccione at first. Nestor Ceja at second, and Charlie Ramos is over at third. Something up with the pitch com. Looks like it's all straightened out. So the count 1-0 on Grisham. 3 for 8 so far in this series. 9 games off the IL, 9 hits and 32 at-bats. That's .281. It started off slowly this year, but since May 18th, he's a .343 hitter. Cavalli deals. A strike.
Yeah, and that 343 I don't think tells the whole story, because it's also about the on-base 407 with all the sluggers behind you. Ben Rice, and you look at the slug, 552, so he's hitting the ball out of the ballpark. This is the guy we saw last year.
Shows bunt, takes inside. So Cavalli got a 7-game suspension for the June 30th benches clearing altercation with Wilson Contreras in Boston, a game where Cavalli was great. He appealed the 7 games and got it lowered to 5 games. High fly ball, right field. Wood is there and puts it away. Why don't we take a look at the home plate umpire, David Rackley. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered pitcher friendly. 67 calls have been challenged, 29 overturned. And you see the rest of the details.
Well, you were talking about that start he had in Boston, Michael. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 hit, had 13 strikeouts and no walks. And then he turns around his next start when all that stuff was swirling about what he said and the suspension, and he really struggled. He only went 2 1/3 innings. His velocity dropped off, but it was that weekend. It was so hot in New York. It was hot here, and I'm sure that had something to do with it.
0-1 on Rice. Rice on base 4 times yesterday, 11th time this year. He's had a game where he's been on 4 or more times.
What a road trip he's had. 10 for 22, 5 home runs.
1-1. 1-2. Slugging at 1.136 in the 6 games. Cavalli rocks and deals. Hit sharply and grabbed by Bibas. And they get Rice flying down the line for out number 2.
I mean, it almost looked like Vivas or Abrams could have taken that ball. They were so close to each other. You've talked about it, how much their infield shifts compared to most infields. The ball's right at shortstop. You see, it looks like maybe either one of them could have had it. Nice play by Vivas.
So here's Jason Dominguez. Oh, 0-1. Slowed down there by Cavalli. Pena gets it and just gets Dominguez for the final out as the Yankees go down in order. So it's the Yankees nothing, and the Washington Nationals coming to bat. The Yankees go down in the top of the first, 1-2-3. Now we'll take a look at the Nationals starting lineup. You got James Wood leading off. He's been on fire. What a series for him. Luis Garcia Jr. will bat in the number 2 hole and play first base. A major league debut for Abimelec Ortiz. He's the DH hitting third. Cleaning up shortstop C.J. Abrams. Dylan Cruz in center. Dalen Lilas in left. The bottom third of the order is Pena, Bibas, and Ruiz.
Yeah, Will Warren, 33 starts last year, on pace to do that again. This is number 19, but let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report on Will. Needs to be strong out of the gate, and he usually is. Opponents have a 1.50. He has a 1.50 ERA against his opponents in the first inning. We know the Nationals lead baseball in runs scored in the first inning. Neutralizing a strength, the Nationals lead all of baseball in stolen bases. There's been one attempt on Will Warren, and that was the first game of the year. And Mr. Reliable, 14 of his first 15 starts, it was 3 runs or less. He takes the ball every 5th day, 33 starts last year. He's a guy that you need on your staff.
1-0 on Wood. 4 homers his last 5 games, 7 in his last 11. And a strike. 23 years old. He's going to Philadelphia after the game for the All-Star game.
Michael, I don't hear his name mentioned in the MVP voting much. Are you surprised?
A little bit. 88 runs scored. 9 leadoff home runs. So his 88 runs leads number 2 by 21 runs. Big cut, 3-2.
Yeah, just a four-seamer. He swings under it, and that's the carry that Will Warren gets on it. Not a great breaking ball hitter against right-handers.
That one's driven deep to center field. There it goes. See ya. Oh, what a series for Wood. That's his 10th leadoff home run of the year, and it gives the Nationals a 1-0 lead.
Velocity doesn't matter to him. He's got a great hitter. He's got great power. He gets great extension through his swing. He's now 7 for 11 in this series with 3 home runs. I'm telling you, Michael, this kid is special.
And just 23. Wow. What a series for him. And a strike.
Yeah, this is a fastball that's about thigh high out over the plate, and you could see he's not just strictly a pull hitter. He hits home runs to left field, he hits them to dead center, he hits them to right. His breaking ball is going to be really important. His breaking ball is change up against these Nationals, because we saw yesterday they can hit a heater. Velocity does not matter to this team. Good change up there. He went back to back. I like that. You throw one, you miss, come back to it. You'll have a better feel for it. Something that longtime skipper Jim Essien taught me. Double-A, about calling pitches. You miss, come back to it.
2-2 on Garcia. 1 for 9 in the first 2 games. Yankees have really slowed down most of this Nationals lineup except for Wood. And the count is full. And there is ball 4. Want to take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And we're going to take a closer look at Cody Bellinger, Car Shield defensive player profile. 16 defensive runs saved this season, and that's 3rd in the majors. And although he struggled of late, he has a 3.5 WAR, 7th best of any American League position player.
Michael, there's one thing I've noticed about the Nationals. They're not afraid to call you up and put you in the fire. Matt Crook called up the other day. tried to close the game. This young man, this is his first major league at bat, and he's hitting third.
Popped up and out of play. Here's what I don't get. On Friday night, they have Kirk close the game. He was DFA'd today to make room for Ortiz. So, I mean, how much belief did they have in him?
I know, but again, like I always thought when you brought players up, you kind of give them a little bit. If they succeed, you give them a little more. You give them a little more. You just don't throw them in the middle.
Ortiz is one of the players that they got from the Texas Rangers in the Mackenzie Gore deal. See his numbers down at AAA this year. Two and two.
So you can basically say from the Juan Soto trade, and this is a really good sweeper, and he's going to have to do that a lot today. Their number 1 hitter, their number 3 hitter, and number 4 hitter kind of came over in that trade because Mackenzie Gore came over. Then he got traded back to Texas, and that's how they got Ortiz. That's a pretty good trade.
2-2. Let's see if they turn 2 on this. There's 1, and there's 2. Well, you can see Caballero knew who was running and really took his time around the bag.
Yeah, scouting reports are so good today. You know exactly what hitters can do. You know if they run, you know what kind of arm they have, you know what kind of defensive player they are. So it doesn't take them long to figure out your weaknesses.
So here's Abrams. So that double play, Joe, you know what happens when the Yankees turn 2?
I sure do. It's the Powerball double play, Michael.
Yeah, double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Two 2-0 on Abrams. Abrams 2 for 8 in the first 2 games. Had a big strikeout, though, in the 7th inning with the bases loaded against Brent Hedrick. And that kind of set up the 8th inning for the Yankees to come back with those 3 home runs. Because the Nationals could have broken up the game with a big hit there.
You're absolutely right, Michael. And there were 2 outs when that rally started, a couple walks, a base hit, and then Abrams came up and he ended up striking him out on a really good pitch, a really good fastball. So they could have broke it open.
Popped up and out of play.
When I look at C.J. Abrams, you know, I'm thinking about, okay, how do I want to get this kid out? Because he's got power, but he's only got pull power. I want him to hit the ball in the air the other way because he does not drive the ball nearly as well to left. And you can see Cody Ballinger's playing somewhat shallow. So all his power is pull power. So get him to hit the ball in the air to left field.
There's a ground ball to first. Rice Field steps on the bag, and that'll do it. But the James Wood show continues. Another leadoff home run. Another blast against the Yankees. 1-0 Nats. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Cody's leading off, and Bellinger to hit 1 or more home runs. It's plus 525. Yankees went down in order against Cavalli in the first, and he deals low. So Wood gives the Nationals a 1-0 lead with the leadoff home run, his 10th of the year. And the major league record for leadoff home runs in a season, 15, by Kyle Schwarber in 2024. So he's got a shot.
Yeah, because the season is a little bit more than half over, so he's definitely got a shot.
(3-0) on Bellinger. And the 10th leadoff home run, that's a new franchise record for both the Expos and the Nationals. And a strike.
You know, Michael, the second half, you're going home a lot. The Yankees have only played 43 games at home, and this is number 53 on the road, so that's good for you.
Yeah. Good
for the players, too.
Bellinger with a leadoff walk.
As big as Cavalli is, there's only been 8 stolen base attempts. They've been successful 6 times, but it's not a guy that you can just run and run and run on.
So here's Jazz Chisholm, 1 for 8, but the one was big, that home run on Friday. Loves hitting at Nationals Park, 17 games, 21 for 65 with 8 extra base hits.
You know, I look at this road trip. The Yankees are 4-2. Caballero was the hero of the first game. Ben Rice, the 4th game. You look at Friday's game, and it was Jazz, and then you look at yesterday, and it was Grisham. And it's like, whose turn is it today? And that's how you win a lot of games, when everyone is contributing.
Shows bunt. 1-1.
Jazz has always been a guy where velocity hasn't bothered him.
Now I need you to help me out, Joe.
Okay.
So Cavalli got a 5-game suspension. How is that at all punitive to a starting pitcher? It's not.
No, it's punitive to the team.
How? He
well, in
be
a sense,
anyway.
they had to start someone they probably wouldn't have started for 1 game.
There's a fair ball. Steps on the bag. Throws to second for the double play.
That's just a bad break, because if there's nobody on, that's a double or a triple, Michael. I mean, he hits this bullet right to Garcia. He's used to playing second base, so he knows how to turn a double play, and he makes a good play. Tag, take your time, find where C.J. Abrams is at, and make an accurate throw.
Here's Caballero. 1-0.
You look at Cavalli, he's actually a really good combination, because he strikes out more than the average pitcher. He gets more ground balls than the average pitcher, and that's why he has not given up a lot of home runs to a team that has given up a ton of home runs. Yeah, I'm sure they would like to have his twin, and I don't think he has a twin, that could possibly close games out. If you could clone him, it'd be a good combination.
Strike. 1-2.
Michael, there was that look like he was taken all the way.
Yeah, it was. Earlier in the road trip, he just dropped the bat.
I wonder if his rhythm gets off a little bit when he's looking up. You know, I said to you earlier, it's a bad day to be a right-handed hitter at the ballpark today. Of the 18 hitters in the lineup, there's only 3 right-handers. Yankees have 2, Nationals have 1, and it's because of the splits where the lefties hit the pitcher so much better than the righties.
Hit sharply and past a diving Bibas in the left field. So it's a 2-out single for Jose Caballero.
Pretty loud sound there. Fastball right down the middle, and he pulls it. And I've always thought cabbies like the ball coming into him, and that, even though it was a 4-seamer, had a little arm side run. It gets to his barrel. It just gets by Bibas. And he's a plus defender in the infield, but he's not able to come up with that.
So here's Ryan McMahon. His home run got it started yesterday. He had a big at bat in that Thursday win against the Rays, and then the home run yesterday kind of ignited a firestorm. The first of 3 in the 8th inning. Very quietly, Joe, he's turned his season around. First 45 games, he hit 183, looked lost. Now in his last 31 games, he's hit 262. So with his defensive prowess,
yes,
if he hits 250 and hits you 15 to 20 home runs, that's a plus.
He's extremely valuable. His WAR is going to go up because of his defense, and his offense is going to be very good. And I think, he changed his approach. He started letting the ball get deeper. He talked about it after the game, and that's not easy to do, to change your approach in the middle of the season. But it's really starting to take hold here. I mean, since May 19th, that's a long time.
They got him. Picked him off. He was leaning. A quick move by Cavalli, and he picks off Caballero to end the inning. So Caballero has 22 stolen bases, but he gets caught a lot and does get picked off. Right there, he was picked off by plenty to end the inning. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And today's picture is of Melissa and her nephew Ryan at Yankee Stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures to post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Started off with Dylan Cruz against Will Warren. Now in his first 14 starts, Will Warren was 7-1 with a 3.47. More importantly, the Yankees were 12-2. The last 4 starts, though, he personally is 0-3 with a 6.53. The Yankees are 0-4. What are you seeing different, Joe?
Command of his fastball. If you look, his home run rate went up from .87 per 9 to 2.61.
Hit sharply and grabbed there by Caballero. One away.
And because he throws so many fastballs, it becomes really important that he locates well, because his velocity's not such that it's going to get by everyone. Yes, he does have great carry, and he does have good movement on his sinker. But if he makes a mistake, they catch up to it and they hit it hard.
There's Dalen Lyle. And a strike. So Lyle struck out as a pinch hitter against Fernando Cruz with the tying run at third with 1 out in the 6th. And then he was hit by a pitch and stole a base against Bednar in the 8th inning. That was in the first game. His average at 249, it was 299 last year when he finished 5th in the National League Rookie of the Year voting.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty good player. He's got great speed. I like that pitch, too, because we know that Will likes to work up. Sometimes we talk about changing eye levels. That's down to up. And he's trying to get a back foot breaking ball there. But because he's seen 2 breaking balls in a row, much slower, your fastball is going to play up a little bit. And if he can locate one in where he can bring that 2-seamer back, I think he can get him.
Ground ball. Rice. And he flips to Warren. 2-way.
Michael, it's always been somewhat of my favorite thing, the cat and mouse, calling pitches. I just absolutely love it.
So here's Jose Tena. It's his 44th start of the season, but only his 3rd in the field. The rest of them have been at DH. 1 at third base, and this is his 2nd at second base. Nationals got him last year from Cleveland for Lane Thomas.
high strikeout rate, but hits the ball extremely hard. So it's kind of what feast or famine for him.
Tana's uncle is Juan Uribe, who won the World Series with the '05 White Sox and the 2010 Giants. One, two.
I remember his uncle being quite an entertaining player. He was really stocky. He had an interesting swing, but he was laughing all the time.
Hung around for 16 seasons, 199 home runs.
Very productive.
2-2. Still 2-2.
Yeah, this one's off Austin Wells. Let's see where it gets him here. Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's the danger of having one leg down, because if you're squatting normal, that's going to hit off your shin guard.
I have read, Joe, that there's a proliferation because of the one knee down of getting hit on the thigh, getting hit where you most certainly don't want to get hit. But it's happened more this year than ever before.
Absolutely, because you're more exposed. That's why. And overexposure is dangerous, Michael.
Oh, he gets plunked. And Will Warren, limping around on the mound, also dropped his glove after delivering that pitch.
Yeah, I think he caught his spike.
Now he's grabbing the back of his left leg. Athletic trainer Tim Lentic quickly out.
Yeah, I don't think that he caught anything. I think he just felt his hamstring pull. And it probably caused him to hold on to the ball too long. It's the leg that reaches out to get down the hill. And that's how, fastballs play up a lot of times, because you have that great extension and you're closer when you release it. It's like he's okay. Something we'll have to watch the rest of the game, Michael. It's hot, it's humid.
So here is Bibas. Popped it up. Caballero and Bellinger. Bellinger a long way. Wow. Let's caught it near the infield for the final out. So the Nationals strand one. We go to the third. Time for exit velocity presented by Spectrum. These are all of the Yankee home runs, 7 of them in the series. Average exit velocity 104.5, average distance 395, and one of those yellow lines, well, it belongs to Ryan McMahon with that big home run yesterday. And he was at the plate when Caballero got picked off, so he'll lead off. Yankees trail 1-0. James Wood with a leadoff home run against Will Warren. 8th round today in the draft. The Yankees selected Luke Pettit,
Wow.
Andy Pettit's son.
How great is that?
Pretty cool, huh? Now, the interesting story about Luke was pitching for his college, blew out his arm. Didn't want to take the year off. He could have redshirted and then gone into the draft next year. And Andy said that as a pitcher, he probably projected as a 3rd or 4th rounder. but he decided to hit and had over 1.01 OPS and home runs. So he had the Tommy John surgery. He's going to be able to pitch in about a month, but you could look at him as either a hitter or a pitcher right now. The Yankees took him in the 8th round.
He might be a two-way player. And was he at Rice University?
Baptist.
Dallas Baptist.
Yes, I believe
a
so.
really good baseball program.
Yeah.
We've had a number of pitchers drafted from them.
And the weird part, he really doesn't remember his dad's career. You know, he's 8 years old when Andy retired.
Well, form one of your own, so your own kids can see it, and your father can see it. I remember Andy's career. He can ask me anything he wants. It was really good. I got the benefit from catching him and managing him.
And Andy's 2 other sons, their careers derailed by arm injuries. So all 3 of them had arm problems.
Well, if you go back to Andy when he was young, and I can remember catching him in '96, I mean, they had to nurse him through some of those starts because his elbow would hurt. And it was a long time before he ever had Tommy John. But he was tough. He gritted through it, and he would make most of his starts. But he had some arm issues, too.
Well, congratulations to the Pettit family. Three-two. Swing and a miss. McMahon down on strike. Cooking up something special with HexClad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. These are the Yankee draft picks yesterday. Hunter Dietz, 35th pick overall, lefty from Arkansas. Sean Duncan, another left-hander from secondary school. Then Brendan Brock, a catcher. And Paul Gutierrez Contreras, the 127th overall pick out of Cal Fullerton. Exciting time for all those young men and their families.
You know who was a first-round pick out of Cal State Fullerton?
Who's that?
Hark. Mike Harkey.
Yeah.
I think he was 4th maybe in the draft that year. Longtime roommate in the minor leagues. He's on my coaching staff for many years. Fantastic man.
The 0-1. Ground ball to first. And they beat Wells to the bag, 2-away.
Yeah, he's gotten his share of ground balls so far. That's the 4th ground ball he's gotten. One of them he got a double play on. Young pitcher controlling the game, calling his own pitches. You see the pitch comm on his right hip, him pushing the buttons.
Max Schumann takes a strike. 1-0 Nats. Top of the 3rd inning. Yankees looking for the sweep. Nats trying to salvage one game. I'm watching Lyle out in left field. Joe, it's very odd. When he sets up, when the pitch is delivered, he's facing center field. His right foot is kind of in front of his left foot. He's not squared toward the plate. And Schumann down on strikes. He takes strike 3 looking. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 1-0 Nats. It is time for today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Carlos Rodon will continue to throw over the All-Star break. Max Fried could pitch in a rehab game as early as Friday. The Yankees would love to see that. Everything has gone well as Fried rehabs. Now let's throw it down to Justin Shackle. On field level, he has more.
Yeah, Michael, today is going to be an off day for Carlos Rodon, but the Yankees plan on having him throw throughout the break. He's going to be throwing each day as he makes his way back from elbow inflammation. Had his first throwing session earlier this road trip over at Tropicana Field over in St. Petersburg, and one of those throwing sessions could possibly be a bullpen lined up at some point. And then Max Fried, like you mentioned, a potential rehab appearance on Friday. That's because he threw 44 pitches during a live session yesterday at AA Somerset. He had 3 ups, so he could be equipped and be ready to go for that rehab appearance. He's coming back from that bone bruise in his left elbow.
Keibert Ruiz is going to lead off now. Justin, the big news with Aaron Boone meeting with the media before the game is that Cam Schlittler will not pitch at all in the All-Star game. Tell us what went on there.
Yeah, this sounds like the player's decision himself. Yesterday I asked Cam after his start if he had the green light to pitch on Tuesday. He said he still didn't know. But then this morning he went into Aaron Boone's office and he told Aaron, look, I don't think it would be smart to pitch on Tuesday. It is a regular throw day during his recovery in between starts. It lined up nicely like that, but he didn't think, or at least in Aaron Boone's words, it wasn't smart for him to go out there during an All-Star game and, you know, throw it at 100 miles an hour, rip and grip in the Midsummer Classic during these starts. There's obviously a bigger goal at hand, so he put the team first here over his own personal accolades. That had to be a tough decision for a 25-year-old because he could have potentially been the American League starting pitcher in that All-Star game on Tuesday. He's still going to go and participate in all the All-Star festivities, but Cam Schlittler deciding that it would not be worth it for him to pitch in that game. Boone reiterated Schlittler's feeling 100% healthy. He bounced back like he normally would following yesterday's start, so nothing to be alarmed about. It's just the player deciding that there is a bigger goal at hand, and he did not want to mess up his rhythm between starts.
James Wood takes a strike. Justin, it's incredibly mature for a second-year player.
And I think that just falls in line with what we've seen from Cam Schlittler in his 1 year in the big leagues. He's so even-keeled and mature beyond his years, not just with his actions on the mound, it's with his answers as well. I mean, yesterday he talked about fighting through 6 2/3 innings, able to gut his way through and give this team some length. Aaron Boone felt that was important for the way he spotted the bullpen, but those 2 home runs he gave up in the first inning, one of them here to James Wood, he just said, good swing. You know, you put a good swing on me, now I have to adjust. And he did that. He felt like, hey, as a starting pitcher now, you can go one of 2 ways. You can either adjust or you can crumble. And he actually said a couple of starts ago against the Tigers, I crumbled. Yesterday I chose to adjust, and you saw his command get better as the day went along.
Well, thank you, Justin. And Joe, we kind of touched on this yesterday. So when Schlittler walks into Boone's office, says, I'm not going to pitch, I mean, there almost has to be a very secret sigh of relief from the Yankees. You want to see your best for your players, and you want to see them get rewarded. Now, he will be at the All-Star game. He'll be introduced, but for the Yankees, it's the perfect situation where he doesn't get the throw.
It's a huge sigh of relief because I know it's his throw day.
That's a walk to Wood.
I don't think anyone knew if he was going to call that a strike or a ball. But the amount of intensity on a throw day and pitching in a game of, in a sense, of that magnitude aren't even close. And it's his 3rd day, which is his throw day. So I think it was a wise decision on his part. And I know the fans want to see him, and I get that, and I love that. But his big picture is the World Series.
Up the middle, Caballero steps on second, throws to first, a double play. And also, once this game started, it was announced that Dylan Cease of the Blue Jays will start for the American League, and Christopher Sanchez will start for the National League. Luis Garcia turns in a double play. You know what happens in the Yankees turn 2?
It's the Powerball double play.
Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Trent Grisham starts the 4th inning. 1-0.
So, Michael, you were asking me a question on Dalen Lyle, why he would stand in left field the way he is. And you know, I got to do a little research.
Okay.
He goes to his right a lot better than he goes to his left. So he is open so he can get a better jump going to his left. That is my answer.
But would he go to his left better that way? Doesn't he have to turn around to go to his left then?
His left.
Oh, so toward left center field.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
now he's open, and it's somewhat one less step in a sense.
You wonder if he loses a step toward the line, though.
Well, to the left, that's a pretty big gap he's trying to cover. And it could have something to do with the way the sun is, too, as well.
Two and one. Grounded to first, fielded deep by Garcia, and he flips to Cavalli. One away. So the incident with Cavalli that got him the 7-game suspension that was lowered to 5, he didn't like earlier in the game when Contreras crossed in front of him near the mound. Seems like pitchers get their nose out of joint about that. And then he struck him out, and he yelled, "Sit down, boy," which got Contreras fired up. The bench is cleared, and Cavalli said he felt terrible about it, didn't know the connotations behind it, said it was tough to sleep, no ill intention behind that. I've learned a lot. It'll never happen again.
Yeah, and I think it affected his next start. And, you know, if you see Contreras kind of bumps into his jersey a little bit, he's not on his mound. You remember the get off my mound situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I can see him being fired up. I mean, he's a fiery guy. You can see that. And he's obviously got really good stuff. And Contreras has been going through a lot with the earthquakes in his home country of Venezuela. There's a lot of emotion. And it probably just got the best of both of them. Michaelis ended up getting suspended for 5 games too, trying to break things up, and he was in the middle of it as well. So you lose 2 starting pitchers. That's tough.
Rice grounded to third. That was in the first. 1-1 count. A strike.
That's another thing that bothers me, Michael. Like when we write down 5-3, like he really grounded out to shortstop.
Yep. Well, now Bebas right now is breaking the rules. Well, now he's not. He was standing on the outfield grass and took 2 steps forward and got back to the infield skin. You cannot be on the grass with the new rules.
You're the dirt police.
A lot of rules. That's going to be challenged.
Pitcher's roll the ball. The catcher is challenging.
Ruiz thought it was a strike, and ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he was right. So Rice goes down looking.
Strike 3. Washington has 2 challenges remaining.
And Washington is not a team that challenges a lot. I think early on, and the sweeper just catches the corner. That sweeper's got great depth. I think that they were challenging a little bit too much too early and losing their challenges. We've seen them patient in this series. But that's a big strike call to Ben Rice. And we know what he's done on this road trip in this series.
Sky is above National Park, very dark right now. Did rain before the game. Start of Friday's game was delayed by 2 hours exactly because of rain. Lights are on here for the afternoon game. Lined into center field, and Cruz will make the play for the final out. As the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Nats. On Thursday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com. Ortiz leads off. One and one. Line foul.
Michael, Foster Griffin, one of their starters, 10-2 and a 2.77, was named to the All-Star because some of the other players chose not to go. 1 year, $5.5 million deal. I would think the Nationals would entertain trading him just because there's no security moving forward that you're going to be able to bring him back.
Or you think about extending him if
Yes.
you really like him.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that you've got the best out of him, and is it,
Right.
because you can always re-sign him.
Yep. Well, the Yankees did that with Chapman.
Yes.
When they traded him to the Cubs, he helped the Cubs win the World Series, and then he re-signed with the Yankees. And before the season began, he said he'd never play for the Yankees again. And then when the Yankees were in Boston, obviously the Yankees might be looking for bullpen help. He said he would go, but only if they would apologize to him, not specifying what the apology would be about. And Aaron Boone pretty much said there would be no apology forthcoming. That one is lined into left center field. It is a base hit. The first major league hit for Ortiz. It goes to the wall, and he picks up a double. The whole Nationals team is asking for the ball from Will Warren, and he tosses it toward the dugout. So that will go on somebody's mantle as the youngster picks up his first big league hit.
Yeah, just a beautiful swing, hitting it the other way. He's got 2 strikes on him, a pretty good approach. I mean, you look at the numbers he had in AAA, not a ton of at-bats. Pretty productive, 16 homers and 59 RBIs. His family, look how happy they are. What a great feeling.
Line drive, it's a base hit to right field. Charging is Schumann. He'll come up throwing. They hold Ortiz at third on the Abrams single.
Good job by Schumann charging that ball really hard and putting a stop to the idea of Ortiz coming home. This ball's hit hard. This is a breaking ball down in the zone. You can see Abrams looking to see if he's going to get this RBI. It's not going to quite happen in this situation. Schumann gets to it quickly, gets it in the air. It's cuttable by Rice, so he's not allowed to advance to second, but they do have a rally going.
One quick thing about Ortiz, who's standing at third now. This must be such a proud moment for our good friend who's going to the Hall of Fame, Carlos Beltran. Ortiz attended the Carlos Beltran Baseball Academy in Puerto Rico.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and I know Carlos and his family put a lot of time, effort, and money into that school. So what a great moment for them as well.
Such a special thing that Carlos and his wife and his family do for the young men in Puerto Rico. He's all smiles, Michael.
Why not?
Yeah.
24 years old, and he's got the first big league hit under the belt. All right, so Warren has to work out of this jam. Yankees play back for the double play. Here's Dylan Cruz.
Dylan Cruz has been much better against left-handers, only hitting 162 off of right-handers. He does have 3 home runs, but he's had a lot more success. And this is a young man that was drafted in 23, was in the big leagues in 24, 25, does not have a ton of minor league at-bats.
Fouled away and out of play.
He was the 2nd pick in the draft, Michael. I think you talked about it, that Skeens was right in front of him.
Yeah, he was the 2nd pick in 2023. And both of them came out of LSU.
That's a pretty good team. got to really go for the strikeout here. See this? It looks like a changeup. I like it. I think his changeup's really effective. Get a strikeout here. Maybe you get a double play off of Lyle.
You know, if you were wondering, Cruz and Skeens led LSU to the 2023 College World Series title. I'd have been disappointed if they didn't win. And the coach, Paul Manieri, said Cruz was as coachable as anyone he'd ever had and compared his attitude to former Tigers DJ LeMahieu and Alex Bregman. That's some program.
Yeah, they do a wonderful job down there. The SEC overall does a wonderful job when it comes to baseball.
Not bad in football either, I heard.
No.
1-2 upstairs. Did he go? Yes, he did. A big strikeout for Warren. One away.
Yeah, he did a good job of moving the ball all around, changing speeds, going in with the sinker, going up with the fastball, down with the changeup, and then he finally gets it on this big sweeper. Ball's a long ways off the plate. He tries to check his swing now, possibly get a double play. You might see Abrams in motion at this point because Lyle does not strike out a lot. He's really aggressive the first pitch. It's a guy to hit and run with. You try to make sure you get that run in.
Oh, 0-1.
Really, really good changeup.
Lined right at Rice. He steps on first, double play. First and third, nobody out, and Warren gets out of the jam without allowing a run. Lyle hit it as well as he could, but quick reactions by Rice, steps on the bag, end of the inning. Double play ended the inning, and Joe, you know what happens when the Yankees turn two?
Michael, it's the Powerball double play. That's the third one in four innings. You think I forgot?
No, of course not. Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Now when it's lined into left field, it's a base hit by Bellinger. He's going to speed to second with a leadoff double. So Bellinger starts out the fifth inning with a double.
Michael, you know my theory on when you don't score and you should score?
Tell me.
The other team scores the next half inning all the time. And the Yankees are halfway there with this leadoff double by Bellinger. He's had a pretty good road trip. He's been swinging the bat better, and it's really, really good to see. He's 3 for 8 coming into today, 4 for 10 overall in Washington. Pretty good series for him.
All right, so here is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Hit a hard ground ball to Garcia, which he turned into a double play. That was in the second. Checks his swing, and the count 1-0. Line foul. Yeah, the Yankees come in at 53-42, and this was a record that had really gone unreported, unnoticed. The Yankees have their 30th straight season with a winning record at the All-Star break. So it started in '96. There was no All-Star game in 2020, so that one doesn't count. And the record in Major League Baseball, 31 straight seasons with a winning record at the All-Star break, and that belongs to the 1933 to 44 and 46 to 64 Yankees. There was not an All-Star game in 45.
Michael, there's your down on one knee getting hit on the thigh, but it was more the inner knee. It's just you're opening yourself up for so many foul tips, especially with a guy that has a pretty good sinker. those are the balls that the hitters hit the top of and they go straight down. And those are the ones that get you and they hurt.
Joe, I don't believe that the one knee down is going away. So wouldn't it be beneficial if somebody invented a pad to put on the inside thigh of each leg?
Well, you can do those pads where you like slide them into like a girdle, like football players do. Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense. Evo Shield could do it around your leg to fit your leg perfectly.
And now this time, Chisholm gets hit.
Ruiz trying to help him up. That's a nice gesture. He says, Jazz, those foul balls hurt. I know. Ow. That's almost the identical spot that Ben Rice hit one the other day. And that's just going around the ball, trying to pull, being out front, and it leads to that. You don't see that very often.
Aaron Boone was about to come out, and Jazz waved him away. Next up will be the umpire, David Rackley.
That's not right, Mike. Don't understand why pitchers are still allowed to do that, Michael.
Step off?
Well, the spin move. You're trying to deceive the runner. They took away the third to first. Why? It's deceptive to the runners.
Line drive in the right center field. It's a base hit. Bellinger scores easily. It's an RBI single for Chisholm, and the game is tied at 1.
Really, really good at bat by Jazz Chisholm, not trying to do too much there, and he stays somewhat through the middle of the field and ends up driving in the first run of the game. He had the big homer the other night, and you're going to see him on this, looks like a little bit of a changeup or a sinker out over the plate. And what I loved is he took a really, really wide turn at first base. If James Wood fumbles this ball at all, he is going to go to second. Good job by Belly to make sure the ball's not going to be caught before he goes, because you don't want to get doubled off in that situation with nobody out. Good base running all around.
1-0 on Caballero. So Chisholm has 26 stolen bases. Now Ruiz has 48 successful stolen bases against him. That's tied for the third most in the majors. And as Joe said earlier in the series, really strong arm, slow release.
Yeah, he's got a slow release. His average, what they call pop time, and that's home to second, is 2.05. Anything under 2 is considered decent, and there's some guys that are in the 1/8, but that little bit of time makes a huge difference. He's accurate when he throws, because I think he takes his time and makes sure that he gets his shoulders pointed in the right direction, but it does cost him some stolen base catchings.
All right, speaking of stolen bases, let's look at the leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Well, Nunez leads with 33, then Bobby with 30, and Chisholm is third with 26. And there it is. You got to engage with him. Look him right in the eyes at 8 seconds. And a strike.
And do you think that rule is to protect the hitter in a sense, in case they're not looking and they're violating the pitch clock? Kind of a backup breaking ball there. Do you think it's to make sure they're looking that they don't get hit?
I'm not sure, Joe. I think the rule is there just so Caballero could exploit it. Again, he must have a clock in his head, though, because he looks down, he's not looking at any clock, and then he will look up right at the 8-second mark. Now he calls time.
He was early on that one. That was a 10
little
second.
early, yeah. And that one is popped up. Abrams makes the play. 1 down. That was one-handed pop-up.
Might see Jazz in motion here as it's harder for catchers to throw with left-handed hitters up than right-handed because you have to clear space to make sure you can have a throwing lane, and it costs you time. Jazz's knee might be bothering from the foul ball, though.
Oh and 1 on Ryan McMahon. He struck out in the 3rd. That one gets away, but Chisholm stays put. Each team with 3 hits. It's a 1-1 game.
It's not technique, perfect technique, but gets the job done, and that's all that really matters at this point. His blocking has improved from last year. He was -6 last year, blocks above average, +2 this year. And his framing -9 last year, +3. And they give Bobby Wilson, longtime catcher, we know him, a lot of credit for the improvement in Keeper Ruiz's defense.
And down goes McMahon. Out number 2.
Pretty good curveball here from Cavalli. You see the depth that it has on it. It starts somewhat up and drops to about knee high. Pretty sharp.
Here's Austin Wells celebrating his 27th birthday today.
You know what you're supposed to do on your birthday, Michael?
Hit a home run.
That's right. Just ask Matt Seward.
And what'd you guys do? Whenever he was slumping, you tell him it was his birthday?
It was his birthday.
Yeah.
We told him game 6. It's your birthday, Matty.
That one gets away and allows Jazz Chisholm to scamper to second. That might be a pass ball. I think it hit him right in the glove.
Yeah, but it bounced.
Okay.
And because it bounces,
Yep.
they're going to give a wild pitch.
I got to be honest, Joe. From up here, I didn't see the bounce.
Well, you're a long ways away, Michael.
They tell us that we are 9 stories above the field.
10.
It's 10?
I'm
really?
going 10.
Really?
Yes. Commercial building, the average distance feet is 12 to 15 feet per floor. It's 137 feet here.
So you're going 10.
10.
Line drive. Happy birthday, Wells. Rounding third is Jazz Chisholm. He'll score. It's a birthday RBI for Austin Wells, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Maybe the worm is starting to turn for Austin Wells. He's had a couple of home runs on this road trip. His at-bats have been better, and if he can just get back to where he was, he becomes a very valuable player for the Yankees, and he gets on top of this fastball up in the zone. Hitters always check to make sure the guy's going to score. Good job of Jazz moving up on the wild pitch, and the Yankees now have the lead 2-1. They're not used to having the lead this early in the game here.
Here's Schumann. Justin, you have more on Austin Wells.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him homer in back-to-back games earlier this road trip this weekend. Aaron Boone said hopefully it's something that he continues to build on. And when Wells came off the injured list in late June, early July at Fenway Park, he talked about the adjustments that he made, and he started to see some of the changes despite not having any hard results. And Boone insisted yesterday that he also sees that difference in Wells's movement in the box. He talked about the hitter's movement. He said, I haven't been making it up to you guys, talking about the reporters. He said, I do feel like since coming back from the injured list, he's noticed Austin, his move, that's a little more in line. Again, just from my eye, and these were Aaron Boone's words, just from my eye with what he's been in the past. So it's absolutely in there. What we saw on Friday night and the day before, from a move standpoint, it's a lot different than a few weeks ago.
Well, it has certainly paid off on this road trip. 1-2 on Schumann. Fly ball right center. Cruz drifts back, now comes in, still comes in, and makes the play for the final out. But the Yankees take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 man left. We're halfway through. It's 2-1 Yanks. Stream Brooklyn Nets Summer League games live on the Gotham Sports app Tuesday night at 6. Get a look at the young Net stars as they take on the Kings in Las Vegas. Access the Gotham Sports app for free with your TV subscription, or go to gothamsports.tv to learn more. 2 runs for the Yankees in the top of the inning, and they lead 2-1 here at Nationals Park as they look to sweep their way into the All-Star break. Tena will lead off, Bibas and Ruiz. Bottom third of the order against Will Warren. Will Warren's been helped out by 3 double plays. Powerball double plays.
Double plays I don't forget about.
Nope, never will. Tena was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Two and one on Tena. Two.
Throwing him many fastballs, heavy dosage of sweepers, curveballs, changeup.
Tim Hill heating up. Grounded, fair. Past Rice. Kicks off the sidewall. Tena is at second as Schumann comes up throwing and gets it into Jazz. It is going to be a double to start off the bottom of the 5th. All right, Joe, let's take a look at pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, Will Warren has gotten a lot of double plays here. As you see this 6-3 in the first. You're going to take a look at this one in the third. And then he's going to get another one in the fourth. A huge one there with runners on first and third. 3 double plays. How about a line-out double play right here, Michael?
Let's see. Here's your beat Bibas. McMahon in on the grass at third. And the first pitch is a strike. Keibert Ruiz is on deck. Tena leads off second, nobody out. He's the tying run. Warren deals inside.
You look at Warren's numbers the third time through. Hitters are hitting 329 with a 930 OPS, and it's probably why Tim Hill is up. You don't want to let James Wood face him for the third time.
Pickoff was on, but timing was off. Caballero was just getting there as the throw was arriving.
Yeah, just a split second late. They're not going to get him anyway. I think at times the Yankee pitchers throw when they shouldn't.
Two and two.
You know, that this two-seamer that was in, a little snow cone by Austin Wells. Tighten those strings up, make sure it sticks in that glove.
Lined and right at Jazz. One away.
He got half of it right. It was supposed to be a double play. You needed Tanya to take off when this ball was hit. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning if he doesn't give up a hit. See the frustration by Vivas.
So here is Keibert Ruiz.
That's why at times I hate this game, Michael. I hated this game because I think about Vivas. He did everything right. He pulled the ball because you're trying to get the runner to third with less than two outs, and he hit it hard. And he's got nothing to show for it. Nobody moves up. It's frustrating.
2-0.
Do you know our good friend Paul O'Neill once yelled? He lined out like 3 times in the game. Yelled out at the field, "Who else wants one? Who else?"
Sounds like him.
Oh.
Lined into center field, and Graham is there. That'll do it for the second out. Let's take a look at the arsenal of Warren on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, he's mixed really well. I think he's thrown his off-speed, his non-four-seam, non-sinker a lot more today, and I think it's been really effective. And he's got a tough hitter in James Wood here. He's at 78 pitches. Give him a shot.
Home run in the first, walk in the third. With the home run in the first, Joe, that gave him 89 runs. The major league record for runs before the All-Star game is 91 by Ohtani. And he set that in 2025. I don't like those records, though, because the All-Star game is at a different time every single year.
It should be at 90 games or whatever.
Right.
I agree with you totally, Michael.
To me, it's also like when they say postseason home runs.
It's so much different today.
I mean, Mickey Mantle had 18 World Series home runs. That's a little different. So it's not a problem splitting them up, I would think. But
I mean, it used to be one round.
Yeah.
The American League versus National League.
Well, this home run, whichever inning, was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the 10th leadoff home run of the year for him. Special young talent, 23 years old. See if you can get him to chase here, Michael.
1-2.
Back foot, a breaking ball, maybe. And you know, he leads baseball in walks, and he's 4th in Ks, but we haven't seen him swing and miss a lot. I mean, I know he's locked in, and he's been locked in for a while here, but goodness gracious.
7 for 11 in the series against the Yankees.
There it was, and he didn't chase it.
You know, yesterday was July 11th, Joe. So 7-Eleven. And so those stores, 7-Eleven, had a special promotion that you get a free slushie on 7-Eleven. Swing and a miss. And my son said, I have to go. It's a free slushie. I said, every slushie you've ever had has been a free slushie. So Wood goes down swinging, and we go to the 6th.
Chris Sheeran back here with this Audi update. Top 4 between the Mariners and Rays. The former Ray Randy Arozarena, step in time, crushes the sweeper to right center and gone. A 3-run homer is 11th. Mariners up 7-0. Top 5. Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. We go around the majors. Red Sox have an 8-game winning streak. That sweep of the Yankees seemed to have kick-started them. They're now a half game back in the final wild card. White Sox selected UCLA shortstop Rock Chalowski for the first overall pick. Trent Grisham pops it up foul. And we start the 6th inning. And the All-Star Game starters, it's the American League starting Dylan Cease of the Blue Jays and the National League Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies. And the game is in Philadelphia. You know, it's a little odd, Joe. John Schneider picked Don Mattingly as one of his coaches because he was the bench coach for John for the team that went to the World Series last year. And Mattingly is the manager of the Phillies.
So a National League manager is an American League bench coach?
From what I read, he
That's
asked him
the
to
first.
be. Yeah,
It
it's
has
gotta
to be.
right?
Obviously, the World Series teams, coaching staffs, are the coaches in the All-Star game the next year. And Donnie was his bench coach last year, but I don't.
Weird, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened.
Line foul. I would think, Joe, and you did it in 2010, it's got to be a bear to do that job. But I heard that there's less responsibility now. Aaron Boone was saying that. A lot of it's in the league's hand, picking people and things like that.
Well, I think the hard part is not being able to play everybody and having to hold people back. And I completely disagree with that. I think you should have the re-entry rule.
High fly ball right field. Wood back. And he retires Grisham for the first out. That'll bring up Ben Rice. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Ben Rice plus 800. Jason Dominguez plus 1,300. Ben Rice 0 for 2 today.
And as I was saying, sometimes you have to hold players back to make sure you have enough to cover the game. I understand you have to hold one pitcher back possibly, but as far as position players, they ought to be able to re-enter. I hated that part.
It is an exhibition game.
Yes. You're going to tell a guy that he's going to the All-Star game and he doesn't get to play?
Didn't Cito Gaston do that to Mike Mussina? And Mussina was the last guy standing and I believe the game was in Baltimore too. And Mussina was not too happy.
Yeah, I blame him.
The batter's challenging.
So Rice is challenging that strike call. And he gets it right.
Pitches the ball. New York has 2 challenges remaining. Counts 1-1.
That's by an eyelash. That is some eye by Ben Rice. That's less than a grain of rice, I think.
I see you.
One.
And as far as pitchers go, I mean, I've often thought that, yeah, every pitcher gets to pitch and he comes back with a good changeup here. And if you're tied after 9 innings, you pick 2 or 3 players, they each get 5 swings, it's a home run derby. And that's who wins the game.
Essentially what happened last year. Fouled away.
I mean, soccer goes to penalty kicks.
We are in the 6th inning. It's 2-1 Yankees over the Washington Nationals. And that one's tipped into the glove of Ruiz, and Rice goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, good 4-seamer. It's off the plate, and not so sure that it would have been a strike had he not swung. Tell you what, I believe this young man is a pitcher that the Nationals can build their staff around. I think he has #1 stuff. He missed a couple years with Tommy John. Alvarez, who started, I think, 5 or 6 days ago, is up. I mean, their bullpen has to be somewhat depleted, especially the left-handers. Palmquist threw 45 on Friday. Poulin threw 30-something yesterday. Cosgrove, their other lefty, has thrown 2 days in a row.
And they have an 8-man bullpen. You can carry a 9-man bullpen, but remember they released Crooks to bring up Ortiz, so they're working one reliever short. But you could use a starter today.
Yes.
That one is grabbed by Tena. Nice play. Took a base hit away from Dominguez as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the inning. Yankees up by 1. Well, it's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 108 and 107. 4.39 ERA. A lot of innings pitched. Was with the Yankees from 2005 through 2008. Finished up with the Twins. Started with the Expos. 5. Obviously a starter.
I got it, Michael.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
You didn't seem as excited as I did.
Tim Hill will take over for the Yanks. And Joe, I've just been notified that although Schneider extended that to Mattingly, that Dave Roberts is taking Mattingly as one of his coaches.
So what is he going to go back and forth?
He's going to be in the National League dugout. So a nice gesture by Roberts, and then the game's in Philly, and Mattingly is the Philadelphia Phillies manager. He's done a good job, too. Chavihi is warming for the Yanks. Swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes.
Can we talk about the great job that Will Warren did?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 innings. This is just a really good sinker. He left one up to James Wood the other day, and it cost him a home run. But he gave up that homer to lead off the game, and he shut them down the rest of the game. 3 double play balls. Last inning had a runner on second with nobody out and got out of that inning. Ended up striking out James Wood against one of the better offenses that you're going to see. I mean, it is the highest scoring offense in all of baseball. He did a fantastic job.
Well, they're going to send up Curtis Mead to pinch hit for Ortiz. So the count 1-0. Ortiz was 1 for 2 in his big league debut. Got his first big league hit, a double to left center in the 4th.
They do a lot of this, a lot of pinch hitting. I mean, you look at guys that don't start and they still play they played in 75 games. Blake Butera uses his whole bench almost every day.
Two and 2 on the pinch hitter Mead. Fly ball center field. Grisham drifts back, still back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. And that ball bangs off the wall. They say it went over the wall for a home run. So a pinch hit home run for Mead. And the game is tied at 2.
Yeah, he has been a good find for them. He ends up tying the score up on a pitch that just gets too much of the plate. It doesn't have the downward movement as if it's when it's away. It just gets over the wall. And you look at this Nationals team, they tied up. They hit a lot of home runs too.
Abrams fouls it away. 409 feet off the bat of Mead. So Butera pushes the right button there. And that's going to be challenged.
Pitcher's ruled a ball. The catch is challenging.
Challenged by Wells, has been quite good at this of late. And he's good again.
Pitch and strike. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah, and you don't expect him to throw a strike up there as a hitter. It's not where you're looking. You're looking down in the zone, so it probably even feels like it's higher.
Ground ball, second base. 2 down. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. So Bednar, you'd say, is out. Cruz is probably out as well. They'd like to stay away from Hedrick because it would be 3 times in 4 days. Everybody else is available. And we're going to see somebody else as Aaron Boone takes the ball from Tim Hill. And he is going to call on Chavihi to face Cruz. 2-2 game. We're in the 6th, final game of the first half of the season for both. Yankees Baseball on the Ass is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. And by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Beautiful day in D.C. Beautiful day for a ride in the car. But no, Chavihi said, no, I will not get in that. I'll jog in.
I think there's something between the bullpen mates that's a fine if you get in.
Could be. So it'll be Cruz against Chavihi.
Boy, he threw the ball great in Tampa. He worked on Wednesday and Thursday. He went 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, no walks, no hits. Slider and his changeup were extremely impressive.
One and one. Two-two game. Couple of home runs by the Nationals. James Wood and the pinch hitter Curtis Mead. Ground it softly up the middle. Caballero makes the play to retire Cruz, and that'll do it. But the Mead home run is tied in at 2. We're taking it to the 7th. 2-2 Yankees-Nats. The New York Yankee Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open. The next 50-50 raffle has a guaranteed starting jackpot of $50,000. One lucky fan will take home half the pot. The other half benefits the Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/50-50. Andrew Alvarez will come on for the Nationals.
Yeah, he's done a good job. His 12 appearances, 6 of them have been starts. He actually started on Tuesday, so this would be his normal day. Tops out about 93 miles an hour. Curveball and slider. Changeup as well.
Into center field. Caught by Cruz. One away.
Does it seem like he's caught a lot of line drives this last 2 days?
He has.
Yeah. He's been busy.
Let me give you a managerial strategy question.
Oof.
So Cam
That's
Slittler,
why I came up here, you know.
well, I still want to use that brain. So Cam Slittler has decided not to pitch in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
The Yankees' opponent starting on Friday night,
Yes.
the Dodgers.
Yes.
Do you think, does a manager think that far ahead? Do you, because the Yankees want to get to the World Series. They might face the Dodgers. Do you hold them back and start them against the Pirates on Monday?
No. Now, if it was September 15th and I knew I had the division sewed up and, you know, I had a home field event, no. But I thought you were going to tell me, stop shaking your head. I'm not done with it. I'm not done with it. I start shaking. It's too far away. You got to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would think that.
Fly ball center field. Cruz puts it away.
I would think they may want to give him a little bit of extra rest, so maybe he throws Sunday.
Right.
You know, just because he's going to get to an inning spot this year he's never been to, as long as he stays healthy, which is okay. I mean, he needs to expand on what he did last year. But I think it's way too soon to think about that.
So you're not worried about tipping what he has for the World Series start? Okay.
No. That's a long ways away.
Here's Caballero. He singled in the second, got picked off. Now, Joe, how much of a concern is this? He's an aggressive guy. 22 stolen bases. That was the 6th time that he's been picked off this year. Tied for the most in the majors with Lawrence Butler.
You worry about the percentage, and his percentage is down this year. He's now 22 for 31 when you look at it. And you want your base stealers to be 75%. Thought he was going to get hit in the back foot. So to me, that's the concern. And he's a guy that likes to hop around a little bit like Volpe, and teams are learning how to combat that. So you have to do something different.
Do you take away his aggressiveness and say, don't do that? Because getting picked off 6 times is a lot.
And the other times he gets thrown out is he slides beyond the base.
Yep.
I don't want to take his aggressiveness away, but I do want to point out to him the most important thing is how often you're successful. So we have to work on that a little bit. Because I want him aggressive, because Michael, he creates chaos, and he's, you know, a pain, and that's what you want him to be.
The 2-2. Strike 3, Caballero down looking, and the Yankees go down in order against a reliever Alvarez. At the end of 6.5, it's the Yankees 2 and the National 2, and it's time for the 7th-inning stretch, and we'll stay right here as we honor America in D.C.
And Boeing ask you to please join us now as we honor our country with a performance of God Bless America. Once again, Bob McDonald.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Chris Shear and Adam Ottavino back in our Yes Network studios with this Ford update. Nice bounce back start by Will Warren, and Austin Wells looks like he's turning a corner.
Yeah, Wells, great hit there to give them the lead there. I thought Jazz had a clutch hit, but Warren definitely an outing to be proud of. Made the big pitches when he needed to, the 3 double plays and the big curveball to strike out Wood.
All right, Adam, we are set up for another fantastic finish in our nation's capital. It's time now to send things back to Michael Kay, Joe Girardi, and Justin Shackel.
Thank you, guys. Bottom of the 7th coming up. 2-4-0 Yanks, 2-5-0 for the Nats. Will Warren won 5, Cavalli won 6. And now Yankees trying to sweep, and they hand it over to the bullpen. Chavihi, the second pitcher out of the pen. And he deals a ball to Lyle. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-2. Yarbrough and Blackburn. The highest leverage relievers for the Yankees, in all likelihood, they are not in play. Bednar and Cruz and Hedrick.
Well, Hedrick's thrown 75 pitches, or 50 pitches in the last 3 days, and that's a lot of pitches. And it would be 3 out of 4.
And for Cruz and Bednar, it would be 3 in a row.
Yes. You need some other guys to step up. And Chavihi has been throwing the ball extremely well. He's got to go through a couple tough lefties here.
Center field, backing up is Grisham. 1 away. There's Jose Tena. Hit by a pitch and double. Yankee bullpen, the best bullpen ERA in all of baseball at 3.05. And the Nationals bullpen, 5.03, which is last in the National League and 27th in baseball. Line to right field, and Schumann's going to play it on a hop. So a hit for Tena. Hey, later today, don't miss the final Major League Cricket match of the season as MI New York battles the Washington Freedom. New York, Washington, just like here. Catch all the action at the Yankees coverage today on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
You might see Nunez pinch run. Tena runs okay. He's got 3 stolen bases, but Nunez leading the major leagues in stolen bases.
Vivas fouls it away.
Foul tip off the fingertips. You see that, and your hand is just not prepared for that.
And I believe they will bring in Nunez to pinch run. 1 pitch later than you said it. So he has 33 stolen bases. Big lead held there by Rice. Oh, 2. It's a curious maneuver to do it after the first pitch. What kicked in then? Is it just I forgot, or he wasn't ready, he was in the back?
Maybe he wasn't necessarily thinking of it, and because it's the 7th inning, and then they changed his mind. I mean, we are allowed to change our minds, right, as managers?
Gets back ahead of the tag.
He does a really good job of sliding to the back half of first base, making the tag really, really long. I mean, he doesn't tag the base until he gets to where his arm is perpendicular to the base or parallel with the line. That's how far off he is of the base. I would put a hard tag on him and try to take his hand off the base.
Snap throw. He also leads, Joe, toward the outfield rather than straight to second. What advantage is that?
Well, he's going to run a straight line, but he's going to dive to the back side of second base as well to make that tag longer.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout of Vivas. 2 away.
And Shavihi is pretty quick to home, so I mean, I think that was probably the question mark that Blake Gutierrez had. Do I want to waste him here? Do I want to leave Jose Tena in for one more at bat? He's been on three times today with a double, a single, and a hit by pitch. He's been hot in July. Do I want to lose the bat? Well, he chose to lose the bat.
Runner goes to throw to second. Not handled by Caballero. So a stolen base for the pinch runner Nunez, his 34th steal of the year. He's been caught 3 times.
Yeah, he gets in scoring position now, and now you have to really battle Ruiz here. And he's smart. I mean, I like what he does. He looks in, Michael. A lot of guys don't look in. You want to know if the ball is hit, in a sense. You see the frustration there, throwing the ball to the ground, and you got no chance, and he pulled it.
And a strike to Ruiz, 1-1. On the catcher Ruiz.
I think fast guys sometimes take for granted their secondary lead at second base because they're so fast. There are certain balls that are hit that.
Ground ball up the middle. Oh, nice backhanded play by Jazz. The throw is high off the glove of Rice. And that allows Nunez to score the go-ahead run. 3-2 Nationals.
Yeah, that's really a shame, Michael, because he makes a great play getting to it, the backhand, and he's got some time because Ruiz can't fly down the line like so many of these other guys. Goes to knee, gets up really quickly. I mean, he sets his feet. He just kind of airmails it. He doesn't put a lot on it, and he throws it high. And because of the speed of Nunez, he scores.
All right, so Boone is going to take the ball from Chavihi. Signals to the bullpen with Wood coming up. It's time to find out the answer to Name That Yankee. Here are the clues, and Joe, you said you have it.
I got it, Michael, and you did. Carl Pavano. I mean, that's a shock. I've never gotten one that you haven't gotten.
Wow. I'm stunned. Let's take a look. Maybe this will refresh my memory. Signed as a free agent with the Yankees. And unfortunately for Carl, he was hurt a lot while with the Yankees.
I think his best years were in Minnesota. Faced him in the playoffs, and his stuff was really, really good. He was healthy there.
Ryan Yarbrough comes on to face James Wood. And there's a strike. So Ruiz brought home Nunez on the E4. No hit. Great play by Jazz to stab the ball. And then the second part of the play was to throw. And he threw it off the glove of Ben Rice. And we both think, in watching the replay, even if Rice had jumped off the bag and grabbed the ball, he would not have been able to get Nunez, who was steaming around third.
Nunez scores, I believe that as well, Michael. And what will be frustrating for Jazz and the Yankees if they don't win this game is that he made the hard part of the play.
Yep. Two and two on James Wood. 1 for 2, a home run in the first, his 28th of the year. Walked in the third, struck out in the fifth. We're in the bottom of the seventh. It's 3-2 Nationals. Andres Chaparro is on deck to pinch hit for Garcia. So full count on James Wood. And that's ball 4, although it's going to be challenged by Wells.
Pitchers roll the ball, the catcher's challenging.
Nope.
Calls confirmed. Ball 4. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
Certainly a worthwhile challenge in the 7th inning.
Absolutely. That's the third out. It's not early in the count. It's strike 3 or a walk.
So Chaparro is going to pinch hit. So Blake will come out and talk with Yarbrough to go over how they'll pitch to him. So Garcia, while he was in there, was 0 for 2 with a walk. Nationals first and second, 2 outs, 1 run already in. That's the go-ahead run. They lead 3-2. Swing and a miss.
1 for 2 the other night. And again, I talked about the first night. His at-bats are better than the numbers indicate. He's taken a number of walks. He's hitting it a number of hard outs.
Soft ground ball. Chisholm. And that'll do it here in the 7th. 1 run, 1 big error. Now 2 men left. Well, congratulations to Cam Schlittler on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. 2 really good starts. Yesterday he battled Tampa Bay. He dominated, and you see the numbers, and he is a legitimate Player of the Week. So Chaparro will stay on to play first. Nunez stays on to play second. Alvarez still in there as the Yankees will send up Paul Goldschmidt to pinch hit against the left-handed pitcher. So let me give you some numbers. The Nationals have blown 27 saves. That one is hit to right field. Wood drifts back, makes the play. 1 down. The Major League record for blown saves is 37, set by the 21 Nationals and the 24 White Sox. And the Nationals right now, at this point, they are on pace to blow 46 saves. Now Alvarez is the starter who's might be in there until the end of the game.
Yeah, he has done both. He's been better as a reliever, probably because the first time through he's really good. The second time, not so much.
So Rosario pinch hits for Wells here. So Alvarez moved to the rotation beginning of June. He's on 4 days rest. So he could finish this out.
Yeah, he lasts through on Tuesday.
And down goes Rosario in his pinch hitting assignment.
Yeah, a really good curveball, great depth to it. He's got a guy that's got 4 or 5 pitches that he can get you out with, and he's got both fastballs. He's got a sweeper. He's got a changeup. He's got weapons for both sides, and that's why he's a starter.
Max Schumann is a base hit to left center field. Cruz gets the ball and flips it in. A 2-out single for Schumann, who has 3 stolen bases, and that'll bring up Grisham.
Yeah, he just always does something positive every day, Michael. And coming into today, his on base was 424. It's going to go down a little bit, but obviously you need base runners. You need to try to tie this game up, and he finds a way to get on.
Here's Grisham. He's been pretty adept at the late inning home run. Takes pitch outside. Since last year, he has the most high leverage home runs in the majors with 10. And yesterday's would count as that. Crowd of 33,699 here at Nationals Park as Schumann chases back.
Yeah, the home run off a beater, a fastball that is up in the zone. They had him last year in the organization, and he gave up the 2-run homer that put the Yankees up.
Fouled away. So 1-2 on Grisham. Grisham 0 for 3 today. In the 8th inning, 3-2 Nationals. The pitch. 2-2.
Ruiz making sure that Alvarez doesn't make a mistake. He gets way off the plate. I mean, you can look. His right shin guard is on the outside corner. His left shin guard's in the middle of the right-hander's batter's backs. Do not miss over the plate. If you're going to miss, you miss away in that situation.
And there goes Schumann, a delayed steal, and the ball goes into center field. He doesn't know it's there, so he'll stay put at second. A stolen base for Schumann, and he gets himself in the scoring position.
It's not something that base runners do a lot of. I think he read the ball in the dirt, and he got a good read on it. Looks like Abrams got his hand again. He gets spiked again. It's 2 days in a row that he's gotten spiked in the hand. Good job by Schumann getting there.
Wow.
Who got him yesterday? Volpe got him yesterday.
Yep.
And it was up on the knuckles on his hand.
Well, the gauze pad is out.
I don't like looking at that stuff, Michael.
So we're going to zoom in just for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And it's his...
He really moved the hand into the spike.
Yeah, and it's his left foot that catches him, and I don't think you're expecting it to come around, but because of the slide and how he kind of hooked, it does. You see who his assistant is? The trainer's assistant is Blake Butera. He's handing him utensils. Watch the left spike come around. But he's falling down because he's late to the bag.
Right, he's putting his bare hand down to just steady himself.
But he had to react to the ball in the dirt. He took off on the ball in the dirt. It wasn't a steal where you hear someone say going.
That was strange because yesterday you could see, Volpe going in the way he was going in, trying to advance to second. You could see why he got spiked. But this one, he's just putting his hand to stop from falling.
Yeah, and the problem is it's one of his throwing fingers. You use your index and your middle finger, and I think it's his index finger, and that's what you worry about. And he's just trying to be too quick with the tag, doesn't secure the baseball, and then his momentum takes him into the spike.
All right, so it's 3-2 on Trent Grisham. Tying runs at second base, that's Max Schumann. Andrew Alvarez will deal. It's ball 4, good at bat for Grisham as he works a walk, and that'll bring up Rice.
Well, it's the guy you want up in this situation as of late because he's been so productive and he's so dangerous, and you're going to see Grisham give him a little scouting report. So pitching coach goes to the mound to talk about strategy. This is what I saw. I love when hitters do this because I don't think anyone can give you a better scouting report than the guy that was just in the box. How his fastball plays, does it play up, does it play down, what does the breaking ball look, do you see it?
Simon Matthews is the pitching coach, 31 years old, sporting a little bit of a mullet. Definitely a different flavor coaching staff here with the Nats. The manager's 33, the pitching coach is 31. The only staff in baseball that gets carded when it goes to dinner. So here's Rice. He's glad to see Cavalli out of there. He was 0 for 3. And a strike, and that's going to be challenged by Ben Rice.
Pitcher's ruled a strike, batter's challenging.
You're going to win this one, Michael, I believe. No.
Oh, he does not.
Pitcher's a strike. Counts 0-1. New York has no challenges made.
Bounces up, rolls up the first baseline, but the runners stay put.
It's not easy when you spike a fastball. Catchers aren't expecting that in the dirt. I always found it was the hardest ball to sometimes keep in front of you because you're not anticipating in the dirt.
Ground ball, foul. So 1-2 on Rice. Runners lead. The pitch from Alvarez. Another one bounced up there. 2-2. Ruiz taking a beating back there. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch. Just foul. Both of the games in this series, Yankees pulled out late. They'll have to do the same thing here in Game 3. Two. Fly ball, left center. Cruz back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. He can't make the play. And it bounds back into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes Grisham. He'll score. Rice is at third with a 2-run triple. And his great first half continues as he gives the Yankees the lead.
Right guy up at the right time, as he has been so good on this road trip. His 12th RBI in 7 games. Take a lot of pride. I'm going to call him a catcher because he's done that, hitting triples, because it's not something we do a lot of. You could see he was on time for the breaking ball that hole at bat. Center fielder runs into the wall, so he can't time his jump. Jacob Young, who is their best center fielder, has not played the last 2 days, and you can see Rice take off.
And Dominguez pops up to Alvarez to end the inning, but once again, some late inning magic. With 2 outs, single, walk, triple, the Yankees lead. Take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and he hits this ball off the top of the wall in center field for a 2-run triple. He thought it might be caught. He thought he might have a home run, and now you see him take off. 3 triples on the year for Ben Rice. Man, what a big hit. The Yankees have scored a lot of runs in the late innings, and they do it again today off the Nationals.
Paul Blackburn comes on, and he deals outside to Meade. So Caballero moved from short to third. Volpe comes in to play short. Sanchez plays behind the plate, and Goldschmidt stays in. He will play first base, so Rice is out of the game, with them figuring that if Rice comes up again, it would be odd because they'd have to have a lot of hits. He just made the second to last out.
Yeah, and with only 1 at-bat possibility remaining, Goldschmidt's spot will come up sooner, and you probably put Volpe in Wells' spot, and Sanchez goes in Rice's spot.
One and 2 on Meade. Two. Looped into right field. On the outfield grass is Jazz Chisholm to make the play. Second time this year that Rice has had a go-ahead hit in the 8th inning or later. Also had a game-winning home run in the 9th in Toronto. That was on June 14th. He's had quite a first half with those 2 ribbies, Joe. He'll go into the All-Star break with 68 RBIs and 29 home runs.
It's really impressive. I mean, he's been so big for this lineup the whole year. It's come up huge on this road trip.
Now, Joe, let me ask you, would have been a tough play. Was that catchable by Meade?
Oh, I think so. I think that he jumped. He got too close to the wall when he jumped. And their best center fielder, Jacob Young, has been nursing a sore wrist, and it's probably why he hasn't played the last 2 days. He's a plus 12 outs above average, has saved a ton of defensive runs. When he jumps, you're going to see he hits the wall, and it stops his momentum. So I think he has a chance to get it.
And as you mentioned, so did Rice. That's why Rice was not busting it around first. He thought it was the final out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ball that's just above his glove, and when he jumps, he hits the pad, throws his timing off, and keeps him from being able to elevate.
Fouled away. Two and two on C.J. Abrams, 1 for 3 today. Blackburn deals. Did he go? Yes, he did. Abrams down on strikes, 2 away.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Blackburn is crafty, and he's got enough velo that you can't just sit slow. He's got up to 94. Not sure that he actually went there, Michael, but an outstanding curveball. He's pitching in higher leverage situations. He's also spot started for them.
Cruz swings and misses. And that was Cruz in center. I think I might have said Meade. That was Cruz in center.
I might have said Meade too. Who knows? Put a bad thought in your head.
One and two on Dylan Cruz.
Now, I don't want to take anything away from Dylan Cruz because he's a good outfielder too. But you just have an elite outfielder in Jacob Young.
Right.
Obviously, every base runner they get gets them closer to James Wood, who they would love to hit. It's a big out here. Gives you a little wiggle room in the ninth.
And that's strike 3. Cruz strikes out to end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Blackburn. We're going to the ninth. Yankees looking for the sweep. Well, fans, Friday after the All-Star break, the Yankees are back in the Bronx for a huge showdown with Shohei Ohtani and the LA Dodgers. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up the first pitch. That'll be at 7:05 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Now, the stolen base that was awarded to Schumann has now been changed to a wild pitch. Still results in him going to second. The walk to Grisham, then the triple by Rice has given the Yankees a 4-3 lead as we enter the ninth inning. 1-0 on Bellinger. Bellinger, Chisholm, and Caballero. 1-1. 9 of the 13 runs this series have been scored in the 8th inning or later. And sadly, Joe, sadly for the Nationals, that is their 28th blown save.
Yeah, it has been tough sledding for them late in games. And it has been tough so far in this series.
A base hit for Bellinger. Second hit. And Bellinger's had a very good series. He is 5 for 11 in this series.
And on the road, Michael, and that has been the bugaboo for him this year. He has swung the bat much better in this series. Started to swing it in Tampa as well. He's had a pretty decent road trip. And the second time through has not been so great for Andrew Alvarez. So it would be a good idea for the Yankees to add on a little bit here.
Bellinger has 10 stolen bases. No one throwing.
He's not getting on that phone.
You could call that bullpen phone the bat phone for him because it keeps the bats alive.
You're hard, Michael.
Two and one. Also, that triple by Rice kind of picks up Jazz Chisholm. He did not make a good throw, which allowed the go-ahead run to score. And that was in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, in a clubhouse, you talk about picking up your teammates all the time. And that's exactly what that did. And if the Yankees get a few more runs here, I think it would be a good idea. Jazz has got a great count. So I would think that he would look for something middle in that he could pull. He got it too, and he missed it. And it's a pitch that he usually hits fairly well. Sinker inside. Just swings over the top of it. You see the late movement down, and that's what happened.
Line drive, it's a base hit to left center field. Cruz cuts over. He's going to fire to second. Going for 2 is Jazz. He'll make it. Stopping at third is Bellinger. And the Yankees have runners on second and third and nobody out.
Yeah, a really good at bat by Jazz Chisholm as he gets the count in his favor. He misses the 3-1 pitch, but he gets the fastball out over the plate, the four-seamer that is up in the zone, and he slaps it into left field, and it allows him and Bellinger to move up 2 bases. He gets the second, Belly gets the third. There's no play on Belly, but Jazz only gets the second if he's hustling it out of the box, and that's exactly what he did, and now the Yankees are set up for some more runs.
Well, meeting at the mound as now somebody is beginning to throw out there.
And it looks like Justin Lawrence, who we saw the other night, who had trouble throwing strikes. Another guy that throws from sidearm, different arm angle. The Yankees have 3 right-handed hitters up in a row.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Nationals bring the infield in for Caballero. Second and third, nobody out. And here comes Blake Butera. And he signals for Lawrence. He will not be deterred. He's got to find the right combination, at least for the second half, and certainly for this series it has not worked. That's going to do it for Alvarez. Sidewinding right-hander Justin Lawrence coming on to face Jose Caballero. Stay tuned. Major League Baseball has taken over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. That's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Then catch the 96 Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. That guy will play in the game, and he'll be in the Home Run Derby with his dad pitching to him. Justin Lawrence takes over. Second and third for the Yankees. Nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. They lead 4-3. The first baseman, Chaparro, is way in, expecting the bunt.
Yeah, worried about a little safety squeeze. Get extremely good base runners on third and on second.
One-0. Fouled away.
I would say you have plus defensive infielders at first, second, and at third.
Goldschmidt is on deck. 2-1 on Caballero.
This is Lawrence's seventh appearance with the Nationals. 5.06 ERA in 5 1/3 innings. He's walked 6 hitters and given up 7 hits.
He's the one who gave up the insurance home run to Wells on Friday night. Fly ball. Right center. The catch is made by Cruz. Tagging is Bellinger. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's safe. A sac fly by Caballero. Bellinger slides home, and the Yankees lead 5-3. They appeal at third, and the third base umpire, Charlie Ramos, said he left on time.
Interesting decision by Cruz, because if you look at the max velocity that each guy has, Wood has a better arm. He throws at about 95.7 max, and Cruz has been 92 miles an hour. So interesting decision.
Jazz stayed at second. And here's Goldschmidt. Infield backs up. And Lawrence fakes the throw to second. This series alone, 12 runs allowed in the 8th inning or later. Riley Cornelio is warming for Washington in their pen.
And to put that in perspective, Michael, the Yankees have only scored 14 runs.
Amazing.
Here's another stat that'll blow you away. They won the first 2 games, and they were 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position.
The Yankees could also look out at the out-of-town scoreboard in right center field and see that Seattle's leading Tampa Bay 8-2. So you can gain a game in the American League East as well. That's in the 9th inning, that game. Fouled away.
And that's why the importance of being calm as a manager is so important. Because you think about the way the Yankees felt on Wednesday. And if you could sweep this series and hold on, you pick up a game on Tampa.
Line and foul ball.
Looked like one of those cricket swings.
The 2-2. 3-2. Josh Chisholm leads off second. And the payoff. Goldschmidt works a walk. And with all the switches made, it's Volpe that's coming up in the spot that used to be Wells's. There's the American League East standings. A quick look at those.
Volpe's 2 for 5 on this road trip. This will be a big hit right here, Michael.
Fouled away.
And I think you almost have to look away on this guy. Even though his sinker's running in, he wants to get you out with that sweeper that's out over the plate. And you want to make sure you don't chase. And if you're looking it in, you're going to chase.
And quickly 0-2 on Volpe. Swing and a miss. Volpe down on strikes.
Got ahead of him and could expand with the sweeper, and that's exactly what Anthony got.
So here's Schumann. He started that rally in the 8th inning with a 2-out single to left center. He always seems to be in the middle of it. Been a very valuable player for them. His on-base percentage is .403. Got the average up now to .245, OPS of .856. Those are really good numbers. And a bunt, and a beautiful bunt. Lawrence Fields fires. Not in time. A bunt single and the bases are loaded. Always doing something.
Does a lot of little things right, Michael, and gives you so much versatility. And I think this is going to be replayed. From my naked eye, from 137 feet up in the air, I think he got it.
Washington is challenging the safe call at first base.
Just an outstanding bunt and a really good play by Justin Lawrence. Here we go. We get a good look at it.
I think he's out. Nationals are walking out the field. They're watching the replay out in right center. You got him out?
I think he's out. You?
I think he's out. But I still don't take back the stuff I said about it.
No, you don't. And that's not a bad idea with Grisham coming up, and he's a tough at bat for righties with his arm angle and that good sweeper that he has. It's not a bad idea.
Not quite sure why this is taking as long as it's taking. Give them credit for their diligence, but kind of looks clear there. But
he probably could have went out farther to catch that, which probably wouldn't have made it even this controversial. He kind of really didn't stretch.
Now there's a replay up there on the board. It's a little bit of a different look, where the arch of his foot might have hit the bag before the ball hit the glove.
Or the bottom of his heel, a spike. Mike.
Yeah.
Call's overturned, runners out.
All right, so it is overturned. The Yankees get a big insurance run. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Nice try by Schumann. They'll try to sweep in the bottom of the inning. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. Yankees 3 outs away from sweeping. Really odd games. All of these games, the Yankees with some late inning action, pulling ahead of the Nationals. So if they sweep, they will finish the first half of the season with a 4-game winning streak. But 3 outs to go. First up, Lyle against Blackburn. And he swings at the first pitch and drives it to center and deep. Grisham back on the track, makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out.
If you're Aaron Boone, if I'm Aaron Boone, I'm counting. Okay, so now I just got to get 2 of the next 3 out. So that gentleman, Mr. Wood, doesn't come up. Started as 3 out of 4. Start counting them down. You got to worry about the bunt here. Nunez has got outstanding speed. He's better from the right side than the left side, though. Caballero's playing at the pitcher's mound on defense.
Right back to Blackburn. 1 out to go.
Now it's 1 of 2, Michael.
And that'll leave it up to your beat, Bibas. Bibas is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Bottom of the 9th inning, Yankees lead by 2, 5-3. Fly ball. This should do it. Bellinger makes the play, and the Yankees sweep the Nationals. 3 come from behind victories, and the Yankees finish the first half of the season with a 4-game winning streak.
Well, down to 3, 3-2 entering the 8th. They end up with 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. Paul Blackburn closes the game out. Started the game on Thursday, closed it out on Sunday. 4 games in a row for the Yankees. They are now, Michael, 12 games over 500.
54-42. And the big blow off the bat of Ben Rice, who's going to the All-Star game. His 2-run triple with 2 outs in the 8th inning put the Yankees ahead, and they did not relinquish. So Rice will finish with 29 home runs and 68 runs batted in for the first half of the season. A great first half of the season. He puts himself squarely in the MVP conversation. So the Yankees finish the first half with 4 straight wins. We'll come back, give out awards in the postgame after that. Yankees sweep, and a big reason why the game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, Ben Rice steps up in the 8th with 2 outs and runners on first and second and hits this triple off the wall high in left center for his 67th and 68th RBI, 12th of the road trip, and it gives the Yankees a 4-3 lead.
And we'll talk to him on the post-game show with Justin Shackle. Now time for the Chevy player of the game.
Well, Paul Blackburn was brilliant. He came out of the bullpen in the 8th. He went 2 innings. He gave up no hits, 2 strikeouts, and worked really quickly, and the Yankees are able to close this game out 5-3. He started the game on Thursday and closed it out on Sunday.
5-8-1 for the Yanks, 3-6-0 for the Nats. Took 2 hours and 54 minutes. Yarborough the win. Blackburn his first save. And the Yankees have won 4 in a row. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino. Special thanks to producer Josh Isaac, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames Boschnack. Hey, join us again on Friday when the Yankees take on the world champion Dodgers at Yankee Stadium. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Once again, the final score, the New York Yankees 5 and the Washington Nationals 3. For Joe Girardi and Justin Shackle, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed the first half of the season, which the Yankees finished with a 4-game winning streak. Now let's go to Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?